question to our speakers regarding her topic of her presentation. And to the committee and I, we will try to convey the question during the Q&A session after the speaker completed her presentation. Okay, next there is 2 registration link will be provided at the end of the session, and also the e-certificate will be emailed upon the successful registration. For your kind consideration and the cooperation in entering the smooth flow of our session today, thank you very much in advance. Yang berbahagia, Lieutenant Colonel Profesor Madya Haji Zaid bin Ngah, Deputy Commandant PALAPES UiTM. Yang berbahagia, Captain Professor Town Planner Dr. Zamanul Laili Abdullah, Commanding Officer SRI KLANG. Yang bahagia, Professor Surveyor Dr. Zulkifli Abdul Latif, Director of Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. Our invited speaker, Dr. Amalina Farhi bin Ahmad Fazla, and all the esteemed participants. My name is Amira Hazimah binti Burhanuddin, and I would like to extend a warm welcome and heartfelt appreciation to all the esteemed participants for today's webinar, organizing by Markas PALAPES UiTM, SRI KLANG, and also Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. Without further ado, I would like to invite Yang berbahagia Lieutenant Colonel Profesor Madya Haji Zaid bin Ngah for an opening speech. Welcome, sir.
Sekali lagi, Alhamdulillah. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihi wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum bi ihsanin ila yaumiddin. Allahumma shrah sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Amma ba'du. Terima kasih dan alhamdulillah sekali lagi kita dapat bersama dalam webinar kita kali ini. Seperti biasa, webinar yang diusahakan bersama Markas PALAPES, SRI KLANG dan juga Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. Dan kali ini bersama dengan syarah kita daripada UPNM, Dr. Amalina Farhi binti Ahmad Fazlah. So kita harapkan usaha kita ini dapat memberikan suatu gambaran kepada masyarakat tentang beberapa perkara yang berkaitan dengan pertahanan dan di mana ruang-ruang yang boleh kita bersama membantu untuk menjadikan masyarakat faham tentang pertahanan dan boleh menyumbang ke arah yang lebih baik. Jadi saya sekali lagi mengucapkan terima kasih tahniah kepada Rusia dan juga kepada panel kita hari ini, Dr. Amalina Farhi, bersama dengan kita kali ini. So dengan itu saya menyerahkan kembali kepada moderator kita, Amirah. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, sir, for the opening speech. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the PALAPES Series webinar talk entitled Immersive Technology, the reality from the perspective of military industry. Allow me to introduce our speaker today. Dr. Amalina Farhi binti Ahmad Fazlah is currently a senior lecturer at the Department of Computer Science, Faculty of Defence Science and Technology, National Defence of Malaysia. She has almost 22 years of extensive experience in teaching and mentoring undergraduate and postgraduate students at a public and a private higher education institution, and more than 15 years of comprehensive experience in research and also development, specifically of handheld based on the software application system. So I think that Dr. Amalina has a very brilliant in software engineering, specializing on the software quality, software certification, software usability, software management, and also human-computer interaction. She is also a leader of human-computer interaction, special interest group involving in the research as well as the design, development, and also implementation of the virtual reality and augmented reality system, focusing on the military perspective. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would like to call upon our speakers, Dr. Aminah Farhi binti Ahmad Fazla, to deliver her talk. Okay, Doctor, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Okay. Okay, first of all, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan selamat sejahtera lah kepada semua yang menghadiri talk pada saya talk saya pada petang ini. Actually, this is not a talk tapi just a sharing knowledge, but more towards video graphic information lah. So untuk persediaan kepada talk hari ni, saya just nak bagi tahu kita sangat banyak presentation in video lah. So jangan terkejut lah sebab memang presentation is totally actually 75% in video. Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa kita start. Okay, Assalamualaikum. My title for today is actually immersive technology, the world of realities, focusing on the perspective of military and defense industry. The word realities is actually not a dreaming or not imaginary or whatsoever, but it is actually the technology, reality technology. So we'll cover later on. Okay, this presentation will be divided into two sections. The first one is general perspectives of immersive technology. Okay, and then followed by the second section, that is military and defense industry. The second section is very focused in military and defense industry, in research, in projects, future trends, prediction, as well as ideas, sharing ideas. Okay, so section 1 is actually the briefing. You need to know the basic of immersive technology. Actually, this presentation is more towards virtual reality. Okay, so let's proceed. Okay, in section 1, that is general perspective, I will talk about the definition of immersive technology, the elements in immersive technology, as well as the principle. There are actually 2 principles plus 2 sub-principles in immersive technology, as well as the timeline, more towards the history from the first introduction of virtual reality until now, and also the application in various industry, as well as military and defense industry, and also the challenges. Here the challenges we divide into 3 challenges. The first one is software developer and software designer challenges. The second one is hardware and software challenges, as well as user challenges. Okay. The second section will involve in research. Okay, research conducted in VR, virtual reality, as well as projects, trends, prediction, and ideas, sharing idea session. Okay. So, before we proceed to the main speech for today. I would like you to sit back and enjoy this video. This is actually a tearful, very tearful reunion between a mother and her simulated 7-year-old dead daughter, okay, who died of leukemia. The reunited is using an advanced virtual reality system. Okay, just sit back and relax and watch this video. Okay, don't worry, it takes only 8 to 9 minutes only.
어딨어?
Ish, mana? Iya. Sorry.
어딨어?
엄마 어디 있었어? 엄마 내 생각했어?
맨날
아니
해.
엄마 많이 보고 싶었어.
엄마도 너 보고 싶었어. 우리 나연이. 나연아. 나연이 잘 있었어? 엄마 나연이 보고 싶었어. 나연이 잘 있지? 예쁜 나연이. 엄마 나연이 안아보고 싶어. 엄마 나연이 너무 보고 싶었어.
엄마 나 예뻐? 예쁘지?
너무너무 예뻐 우리 나연이. 나연아. 한 번만 만져보고.
사랑을 기억하는 사람들은 언젠가 모두 사라지겠죠. 그래서 난 노래해요. 영원히라 믿는 노래로 그대를.
하늘 보고 대화를 하거나 뭐 손을 흔들고 어떤 미친 여자가 하늘에 손 흔들고 있을 저예요.
영원히라 믿는 노래로 그대를.
엄마 나 추워.
왜 추워?
엄마 손 이렇게 해봐.
오케이?
엄마
어.
내 손 잡으니까 좋지?
잡고
근데 이렇게 하면 하늘로 올라가는 거야.
진짜. 우리 나연이 좋아하는 쪼리시란데.
엄마 무서워?
안 무서워.
편지 보여줄게.
트와일라이트다.
오늘 우리 엄마 왔어. 인사해.
안녕.
엄마 여기 앉아봐.
여기. 엄마.
빨리.
알았어. 앉았어.
엄마 나랑 생일 축하하자.
하나 둘 셋. 하나 둘
또
셋.
꽂아줘.
여섯. 일곱.
우와 예쁘다.
치즈.
얼굴이 좀 다르잖아. 생일 축하 노래 부르자.
생일 축하합니다. 하는 우리 나연이 생일 축하합니다.
꿀떡이라고 그러나? 요만 동그란 거 이게 쑥 색깔도 있고 핑크색도 있고 하얀색도 있고 설탕 녹인 거더라. 꿀떡이 너무 먹고 싶다는데 태어나면 꿀떡도 먹고 싶고 뭐도 먹고 싶고 그때 그걸 못 해줬어.
축하합니다.
소원 빌어야지. 우리 아빠 담배 안 피우게 해주세요.
그래.
오빠랑 우리 싸우지 말고 서전이 아프지 말고 그리고 우리 엄마 울지 않게 해주세요.
하나 둘 셋.
난 엄마가 끓여준 미역국이 제일 맛있어.
맞아. 우리 나연이 엄마 끓여준 거 좋아했지?
우와, 엄마, 감자꽃이 피었어.
맞아. 아까 저기 있었는데.
엄마, 위에 와봐. 자, 엄마 같지? 나 이제 안 아파.
그래, 너 안 아파야 돼. 아프면 안 돼.
엄마, 슬퍼? 엄마 이제 울지 마.
안 울게. 엄마가 안 울고 너 그리워하지 않고 너 많이 사랑할게. 더 많이 사랑할게.
ada sesiapa mau nak share ke apa yang dia rasa yalah bila tengok dokumentari ni. This is actually a emotional documentary entitled I Met You that was produced by a VR production team for South Korean television. This is actually to help the mother. The mother, I think, is under depression because she missed his daughter very well. Yeah, then this is one of the example. The I think the best example I can give to show you some sort of real virtual reality environment. So ada sesiapa nak share? Ada sesiapa nak bagi tahu apa-apa ke?
Berpeluh mata saya.
Allah. Sentimental juga. Okay. So one thing, when you watch the documentary, you must alert with the setup. Okay. You must alert with the setup, the viewing system by using the headset, tracking system, okay, the fingers, and interactive element where the daughter give the mother the flower, okay, artistic inclination and sensory management system. That is the setup for the VR. And the second one is the feel. Okay, the feel. The feel pulls the viewer into another real imagined world. Actually, tak wujud pun budak tu, tapi kita boleh berada di dalam situasi tersebut sampai Prof bagi tahu kata berpeluh mata dia. Okey, tahulah berpeluh tu apa maksud dia. Okey, so dia unable to manipulate and interact with the environment. Kita boleh masuk ke dalam environment dia. So that is the best element for VR lah. So the third one is immersive experiences. Which use blend of visual, sound, and technology to deliver deliver something through the VR technology. So it is actually a good example lah for VR punya. Kita boleh tunjuk kat student what is actually VR. So kalau dia sampai masuk ke dalam kita punya jiwa, then it is very perfect VR. So kejap lagi kita akan tengoklah what is VR. Okay, so the definition. Okay, so immersive technology. Actually, researchers have defined immersive technology from different perspectives. Can be summarized as the first one is the reality virtuality continuum by Milgram and Krishna. The second one is immersive must include immersive experience, okay, and must engage with a sense of immersion as well as simulated system. Okay, so what is reality virtuality continuum? Encompasses all the possible variations and compositions of real and virtual objects. Maknanya even the objects is not real, we can feel it real. Okay. For example, the daughter tak real pun, but we can feel it. Okay, but we can feel it. Okay, the next one is immersive experience. Other researchers such as Chung Lee et al. In 2013 emphasized the users' immersive experience while using the technology within an immersive environment. user is immersed in the simulated world. Okay, simulated world, not the real world. Okay, to create a full immersive experience, there are 5 senses involved. The sight, vision, sound, okay, touch, smell, taste, as well as interaction. Okay. And the third one is reality, presence, and or sense of immersion. Staffen and Juicy divided immersion into categories of sensory motoric immersion, cognitive immersion, emotional immersion, as well as spatial immersion. Okay, sensory, the touch. Okay, the touch. The video just now not very fully immersive in terms of sensory, because the once the mother touched the daughter, then there are no pressure involved. Okay, so it is not fully immersive lah. But yeah, the sensory is okay. The emotional, yes, of course. Cognitive, also spatial. Okay, the final one is simulated system. You have simulated system is a computer generated simulation, okay, of reality with physical, spatial, okay, speech simulation, and visual simulation. Okay, so there it summarized immersive technology. Okay, this is the summarization, the graphic in graphic. Okay, immersive technology. What is immersive technology is all about? Reality and virtuality environment. Okay, the sense, the experience, as well as simulated computer based. So there are actually two pillars, two main principles of immersive technology, plus two. Okay, why plus two? The first one, the main pillars is actually virtual reality technology and augmented reality. Plus two is actually mixed reality, which combine both, which combine the intersection of virtual reality technology and augmented reality technology. And the final one is extended reality, which combine all virtual reality technology plus augmented reality technology. So this is actually the two pillars in immersive technology. Okay. So the principle. Okay. Okay. In conclusion, not in conclusion, but in summarizing, to summarize virtual reality. Virtual reality is a virtual or computer simulated environment. Okay, not real. The object is not real. Okay, fully immersive, senses controlled by system, not automatic, not interactive, but controlled by system. Okay, lots of real environments. We cannot see the real environments, all controlled by the system. Okay, and requires headset, handheld controller, high quality display in graphics, and also very costly. Okay, for example, VR headset Oculus Rift. The risk. Okay, the risk is depersonalization. Later on, covering. Okay, cyber or motion sickness, and also accidents such as tripping, hitting, falling, and so on. And the users, okay, many users in many industries, medical training, education, entertainment, as well as military and defense industry. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at the quote by Morton Hillig. Morton Hillig is actually the father of virtual reality. Okay, stated that virtual reality is dreams. Okay, power to do it more easily. Okay, this is a quote by Morton Hillig, the father of virtual reality. Okay. Next one, Jaron Lanier. This is most popular person in virtual reality. Just now, Morton Hill is known as father of virtual reality, but Jaron Lanier may be the mother of virtual reality, but he popularized the word virtual reality. Okay, he's the one who popularized the word virtual reality. Next one is Mark Zuckerberg. The future is coming. Okay, problem solved in the physical world. Okay, Bill Gates. And finally, Steven Spielberg, movie director. I think we are moving into a dangerous medium with virtual reality. The word dangerous medium is not quite dangerous actually. It is dangerous because it gives the viewer a lot of latitude not to take direction from the storytellers, okay, but make their own choices of where to look. Okay, so it's considered dangerous, okay, but not too dangerous. So timeline, okay, we proceed to the timeline. Timeline is the evolution of virtual reality from the year 1950s till now. Okay. Okay, Sensorama is the first product, VR product, okay, developed in 1957 by Morton Healy, the father of virtual reality. Called Sensorama, very bulky machine. Okay, virtual VR, okay, VR technology with bulky machine called Sensorama, a multi-sensory simulator. Okay, with pre-recorded film in color and stereo, with augmented by sound, scan, wind, and vibration experience. It is considered to be one of the earliest VR system, but it was not interactive. Okay, only one way, asynchronous. Okay, let's watch the video. Okay, this is the interview. Morton Hill Sensorama. This Sensorama by Morton Healy. Next is Sword of Damocles. Sword of Damocles is the first VR HMD. See, you can see the size of the headset. This now is too bulky and too big, too huge. Cannot. It's not mobile. But Sword of Damocles smaller, but however it attached to the ceiling. And it is actually not fully VR, but it considered as augmented reality. Okay, so let's no sound, don't worry. Okay. The cube is actually the simulated object, but again, this is augmented reality. What is the difference between virtual reality and augmented reality? Is the view. Okay. VR is totally block the real environment. You cannot see your doors. You cannot see your table. You cannot see your laptop. Block. Okay. However, the augmented reality, here you can see the environment of your room. Okay. Quite transparent. Okay. Okay. This is Sword of Damocles, the first augmented reality head-mounted display. Okay. The group project by UNC in 1971. First prototype of a force feedback system. Okay, and it was one of the first truly usable scientific applications of VR by using ARM, that is argon remote manipulator, originally used by nuclear plant worker. Okay. Okay, this is the picture. See the arm, mechanical arm attached to the fingers. Okay, attached to the fingers, where the force feedback device is a force feedback device to move objects. Okay, to move objects. They use the ARM to move the objects. Okay. Next one is video plays. Video plays is artificial reality created using on-screen silhouettes. Okay. The silhouettes of the user were grabbed by the camera and projected to a large screen, and we are able to interact with others using an interactive environment with image processing techniques. Okay, this is the use of silhouettes. Okay, video plays. You can just point. Okay, can just point. Let's say you want to type. I want to type my name, Amalina. Just point at the A, M, A, then the computer will type it for you. Okay. Next. Right. Aspen Movie Map. Aspen Movie Map is a virtual tour of Aspen and was an early hypermedia project, and that allow user to take a virtual tour through the Aspen City, Colorado. The development is actually originally developed to solve the problem of quickly familiarizing soldiers with new territory. Okay. This is the Aspen Movie Map. No video. Okay, VCAS. VCAS is the short form for Visually Coupled Airborne System Simulator. This is an advanced flight simulator developed by Thomas Furness in order to train pilot. Okay, fighter pilot. Okay, the fighter pilot will use a HMD that augmented the out the window view. Okay, can see the graphics describing targeting or optimal flight path information. Okay, still huge. Okay, but better than the first one, that is Sensorama. Okay, let's take a look.
Cockpit, really complex. You'd expect to have 300 switches, 75 displays, 11 switches on the control stick, 9 switches on the throttle, flying twice the speed of sound and pulling G's to the boundaries of consciousness in all these different attitudes. It's probably the busiest job on the earth. Now, one of the problems with this is that in the olden days, in order to aim the weapon systems, the sensor systems on the airplane, you had to pretty much aim the whole airplane. So aiming was a real problem. Furthermore, we had this real problem of not enough space in the cockpit to put displays that were large enough that actually matched the resolving capability of the human eye, especially when you're flying at night, low altitude, high speed, using forward-looking infrared sensors that were scanning the world at night, or low light level television, and trying to display those to the pilot. So one of the things that was clear that we needed to solve that problem. Then there was this sheer problem of the complexity of how many switches we had in the cockpit. It took a long time to train pilots. So I started working on these. And one of the first things I came up with is this idea for the virtual display, where you take a miniature picture, a miniature television picture tube. In this case, you magnify, collimate, and project it into one eye. And now, instead of having this small screen in the cockpit, you have a virtual image that's really big. Therefore, you can see it. Not only that, it would move around as you move your head around. But then there's the problem of aiming. And if you see something out in the world, how in the world do you communicate that to the aircraft aside from flying the aircraft in that direction? Well, I said, hey, the pilot can see it. Why don't we just instrument the helmet? And so here you see a head-mounted tracking system on the right, a helmet-mounted sight. 67 for the display, 69 for the tracking system. And then, of course, what if you put the two together? And now you had a system where you have this moving display in space, but you always knew where it was. And now you could put electronic information up on that and stabilize it. So as you move your head around, it moves in a particular way as if it's stable in space. So fast forward a number of years until we're talking about the 1986. And now I start working on the super cockpit, having developed a lot of the intervening technology required to create what we know today as virtual reality. The super cockpit is a cockpit that you wear. You put on a magic helmet, magic gloves, magic flight suit. You have three-dimensional information projected to your ears, to your eyes, and to your hands, tactile displays. When you plug in to the cockpit, and you get this three-dimensional display. So the idea is to take this complexity of a normal cockpit and transform it into something like this. It's a big picture. And this picture is what you'd see at night. And you could project it over the real world in 3D, and you see all this information that have to do with friendly aircraft, enemy aircraft, surface-to-air missile batteries, pathways in the sky, terrain information, threat envelopes, all of this stuff projected in 3D so you get an instantaneous feeling for what's going on. And so this was an amazing transformation in being able to use this idea that a picture is worth 1,000 words. 2 pictures worth 2,000 words. And this was quite a variation from what was happening before, and it's all projected in 3D. Now, in order to get this, to prove that this would work, we had to build some simulators that we'd fly on the ground before we went into the air. So you see here our Darth Vader simulator, what we call the visually coupled airborne system simulator. And in this display, you get 120-degree field of view, more than what we have with our normal VR today even. And with 2 80-degree oculars, which are overlapped. So it has 3D in part, and it has the rest of the field of view to the side. And has 16-bit tracking system and speech input, binaural sound, eye tracking, all of these kinds of things. Now, let me show you a little video of that in operation that was done in a program called Top Gun and Beyond.
And inside what must be the zaniest helmet ever devised, this is what the pilot sees. Like some fantastic arcade game of the future, the pilot flies through a world that the computer has devised for him, based upon the known characteristics of the F-15 and its potential adversaries. In this Tron-like 3D arena, he can take off and land, navigate to preset coordinates, and he can fire his guns if need be, there is still a gun, and activate his missiles, all by voice control. Selected. The engineers readily admit that these futuristic concepts are likely to remain impractical for at least the next 8 to 10 years, and clearly no pilot could be persuaded to dogfight pulling G's with a ridiculous contraption like this on his head.
The word ridiculous in the head. Okay, tak apalah, kita tinggalkan yang VCAS and go to the next slide. That is VBET. VBET is VR that used for astronaut training and simulation, and it is off-the-shelf technology, a stereoscopic monochrome HMD that track head motion in real time. Okay. Based on the user's movement. Okay, VBET for NASA. Okay, the next one is Data Glove. Data Glove is was created by Jaron Lanier. He's the one who popularized the term virtual reality in the 1980s. Also a founder of a VPL research, where manufacturers the popular Data Glove, Data Glove for your hand, for your fingers, and the iPhone, the Vision, as well as the body glove for the kinetic, for the kinetic, for the kinetic. And it is one of the first companies, VPL Research is one of the first companies that develop and sell VR products, and the first commercially available VR device. Okay, this is iPhone HMD. Okay, track head movement, visually immerse and create the illusion of depth. Next is Boom, binocular omni orientation monitor. It's a small box containing 2 CRT monitors that can be viewed through the eye holes, and the user actually can grab the box, keep it by the eyes, and move through the virtual world together with the mechanical arm, which measures the position and the orientation of the box. Okay. This is the environment, and this is the view, the VR view. Okay. Virtuality. In 1991, mass production of VR system began in the early of 1990s, and led by this Virtuality, which is used for VR gaming machines and found in video arcades. Okay, for gaming machine, that machines deliver real-time gaming and develop many of the principal components such as VR headsets, graphic subsystem, 3D trackers, and so on. Okay, first VR gaming machine. Okay, this is the picture of the Virtuality.
Ceremony.
Okay. CAVE, CAVE. CAVE Automatic Virtual Environment is a virtual reality and scientific visualization system, and it is actually an empty room in the shape of a cube, in which each of the surface, the wall, will use as projection screen to create a highly immersive virtual environment. Okay, this is CAVE. Okay, walk through Okay, the second half of 1980s, an architectural walkthrough application was developed to improve the quality of the channel. Okay. All right. BT, also developed by NASA, okay, to visualize the result of modern computational fluid dynamic simulation and highly interactive three-dimension nature of VR, and provides an intuitive exploration environment for the analysis of the complex structure of fluid flow simulation. Okay. Okay, let's keep it. Okay. Sega is a motion simulator in Sega World. It is also a game, a VR game.
こちらは世界初の体感シミュレーションアトラクション VR1。敵の機密文書を持ち出して自分の基地に持ち帰るのが至上任務だ。バーチャルリアリティの世界の中、みんなで力を合わせて敵を倒せ。
おお、なんかいるぞ。これ気持ち悪くなったりしませんかね。気持ち下がらないとします。気持ち悪くなったりしますねこれ。
隊長一番長くしてもらったんですけどダメ。もうちょいですか隊長。
違うのなんか。
俺すげえ恥ずかしいよ、なんかものすげえ。
大丈夫ですか？なんか地面が歪んでるんですけど大丈夫ですか？
あ、これすごい。
それではレバーにしっかり捕まってお待ちください。バスコッチに答え発信します。
いけー！いいぞ。
いいぞ。うわー、地下や地下。
Okay, this Sega World game, okay, in Japan. Okay, Nintendo Virtual Boy is also a game, but a 3D gaming console, commercial, but it was a commercial failure due to the lack of color in graphic. Nintendo only used two colors, that is black and red. And it is actually not comfortable. Okay. Okay, SAS cube, a large cube-like set of screens. Same goes to the cube just now. Okay, and became the first PC-based cubic room. Okay, the first PC-based cubic room. Okay, and the existence of a SAS cube and the SAS library gave birth to the Virtus VR Pack. Okay, this is Virtus VR Pack. This is SAS 3. Okay, Street View by Google Street View. Okay. Oculus Rift. Okay. 21st century. Okay, this is 21st century. VR is entering the second generation, which is expected to have greater appeal to consumers as well as enterprise compared to the previous generation. So they focus more on the headset, okay, VR headset. Okay. Oculus Rift, PC connected Oculus Rift. Okay. Okay.
My name is Paul Merlucky, and I'm a virtual reality enthusiast and the designer of the Rift. Games are something I'm really passionate about, and even more than playing games, I'm passionate about bringing games to the next level. What we're doing at Oculus is trying to create the world's best virtual reality headset designed very specifically for gaming. Where this all started was in my parents' garage in Long Beach, California. And I was interested in stereoscopic displays. I was interested in head mounts. And the problem was there was nothing that gave me the experience that I wanted, the Matrix, where I can plug in and actually be in the game. And I was sure that somewhere out there was something that I could buy. And the reality is there's nothing. I set out to change that with the Oculus Rift. The magic that sets the Rift apart is immersive stereoscopic 3D rendering, a massive field of view, and ultra-low latency head tracking. John Carmack is one of the best developers in the world. The Doom, Quake, Commander Keen. Carmack saw some of my work. That's originally when he reached out.
Okay, the second one is Morpheus. Also, the prototype headset that concentrate on the development of the headset. Okay, this is for video game console, PlayStation 4. Right, Google Cardboard, a low-cost and do-it-yourself DIY stereoscopic viewer for smartphone, where you can insert the smartphone in the cardboard holder, okay, and enjoy the VR environment. Okay, so this is the Google Cardboard.
What's up, guys?
Okay. Gear VR by Samsung. Okay, headset display and processor. It contains rotational tracking. Okay, all about the headset. Starting from the 2010, they start to develop a headset. HTC 5. Skip the video. Okay, 5. Okay, PSVR is a PlayStation VR. It's a virtual reality headset developed by Sony, and compatible with the PlayStation 5 home video game console. So a game console. Okay. Xbox One X, VR ready game console and entertainment system. Okay. VR. Okay, Oculus Go. Okay, for optimized for social VR, virtual reality experience, and doesn't need to be tethered to the external device to use. Okay, standalone VR. Oculus Mirage Solo. Okay, also standalone headset. Okay, relatively affordable. Okay. As well as Oculus Quest, run games and software wirelessly under an Android-based OS and support positional tracking. Okay. Just keep. Okay, and Oculus Rift, a successor to the original Oculus Rift previously developed. Okay, including a new inside-out positioning tracking, a higher resolution display. Okay. Oculus Quest 2. And finally, Oculus Quest 2 is capable of running a standalone headset. Again, standalone headset, lighter weight, update internal specification, display with high refresh rate, updated touch controllers, and quite affordable. Okay. So,
Dr. Malina.
Yeah.
Okay, there is one question. Based on the timeline about the VR starting 1958 until now, 21st century, we can see that mostly is on the base game. Okay, what do you think that maybe one day Malaysia can enhance in VR technology for our daily activity, or we embedded the technologies for in our Department of Defense, because as for now, one of the key technologies listed by the US Department of Defense is the VR software. So thank you.
Okay, actually the same question asked by my student. Okay, once I ordered them to develop a VR system for software, then dia tanya, apa game? Nak buat game mana? Dan dia ada kumpulan, game apa ma'am? Game tembak-tembak boleh? Game yang ini boleh? It is not actually for game. Okay. Let's proceed to the next slide, that is application. Okay. Applications, not only game. Dia ada banyak lagi. Okay. So many industries applied the VR. Okay. So let's say the first one is automotive manufacturing. By the way, saya punya soalan tadi terjawab tak?
Saya rasa mungkin terjawab based on the question participants, but tak sure siapa yang tanya.
Okay, tak apa. Kita boleh ni. Okay, salah satunya adalah dalam industri manufacturing, automotive. Then VR can be used in vehicle prototyping. No need for real prototyping yang mahal, very costly, besar baki and so on. Just develop a VR system for prototyping, and then you flip. Maybe you can resize, you can open. Okay, so that's the use of VR in vehicle prototyping. Okay, same goes to the auto showroom. Okay, auto showroom, no need to display all the models in the showroom. Just give the customer the headset and they can choose what are the models they want to see. Okay, then they should dia tengok lah. Okay. Alright, automotive in training, visual test driving. Okay, boleh kita tengok kepada the next slide. Video Okay, VR technology for mobility development by HANRUH. rasa macam nak beli kereta baru Okay, so itu adalah penggunaan VR in automotive and the manufacturing industry lah. Next is military and defense. Dia ada usage juga dalam military and defense, but we will focus the military and defense in the next session, that is session 2. Okay, just leave it first. Okay. Alright. The medical and healthcare. You can use it to diagnose diagnostic tools for physical illness and treatment, as well as surgery and medical education. Okay, kalau nak ceritakan dulu-dulu masa zaman saya, medical student katanya medical student yang dia nak buat autopsi ke apa dan sebagainya, dia kena beli satu dead body dan simpan bawah katil dia. Bukan di Malaysia. So itu adalah dulu punya. Tapi bila once kita dah ada VR technology, no need for keeping all the dead bodies under your bed. Just develop satu sistem VR, then you can buat surgery, virtual surgery, virtual autopsy dan sebagainya. Okay, so alright. Okay, so bringing virtual reality to brain surgery. Okay, contohnya lah, bukan pengalaman saya lah, tapi let's say ada seseorang tu sakit kepala, dan pergi MRI, pergi CT scan, dan CT scan result of the CT scan just a film, white and kelabu asap and black punya colour, dan doktor akan tunjuk kat kita, berikan dekat kita, okay, this one ada tumor, this one ada cancer. So kita tak tahu apa-apa dan kita angguk. Konon faham. Tapi with virtual reality, you can imagine where is the tumor, what happened to your head, and so on. Okay, let's this.
I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't understand what they were trying to tell me because I had never physically seen a craniotomy before. It's so hard to wrap your head around what they're about to do. When I put on the goggles, my surgeon asked me if I was ready to fly. In the moments where they were telling me really terrifying things, I also felt a little bit of peace from the way that it was being presented. I was able to, in real time, see inside my brain. I was physically there with them, looking at exactly what they were trying to communicate.
Before surgical theater, preparing for surgery was literally me sitting over a cup of coffee, kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I remember that the optic nerve is here. But those preparations were a kind of ad lib. Now, with 360-degree 3D reconstructions, we're able to be inside that environment, which is as close to brain surgery as we can actually get without being there in the operating room. The advantage that the virtual planning and rehearsal brings to our readiness for surgery is the ability to simulate multiple different approaches. In a real patient, we don't get to try that more than once. We only get one shot at it. In the virtual model, we can do 2 plans, 3 plans, 5 plans, and see which one is the best for the individual patient.
Okay, so maybe Malaysia belum ada lagi lah, or maybe saya salah, ada hospital yang sudah beli VR teknologi yang boleh like this. Okay, okay, travel and tourism. Okay, yang ni luckily I'm a VR person, and during PKP saya boleh pergi tour. Okay, macam mana saya nak pergi tour? Just using VR technology. Okay, you can experience the travel, tourism contents. Okay, you can go for virtual tours and so on. Okay, macam mana? By Google Earth. Okay, by Google Earth. Simple. later on you boleh try lah Google Earth VR. Okay. Okay, entertainment, museum, art gallery, theme park, music. Okay. So ni adalah video pasal Fulham players walk the plank. Okay, boleh lah. Saya just play this one.
I'm in the wall. Right then. Is there someone to catch me if I fall? Nah.
Come on, Joe.
Oh my. No, I'm not doing it.
Come on.
That.
Have a look around.
I'm like. Oh. No, I'm not doing that. I can't do that. That is so scary. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
How am I shaking? Why are they helicopter? Jump!
Jump!
I'm not jumping. Jump! Jump! Oh my god! Are you off? Where are you going? Oh! Oh!
Okay, yang ni boleh jadi treatment untuk orang yang takut tinggi ya. Okay. Macam-macam lah. Not for entertainment only, but untuk treatment and so on. Alright. Others, education, okay, sports, architecture, okay. Lepas tu events and conferences, wellness, meditation, social and charity, learning and development. So these are the list. Not all, but some of the list of industries that apply VR. Okay. Alright. So the challenge just now I said that we divide challenge into three sections. That is software designer and developer. Okay, software designer and developer challenge. The second one is hardware and software challenge, as well as user challenge. Okay, so let's say one of my customer said, please develop this VR technology. Okay, please design this VR technology. One thing I have to ask the customers, what is the hardware? Okay, what kind of hardware you want to use? Okay, whether it is HTC Vive, Valve, Oculus, Rift, Samsung, the most affordable Google Cardboard or Oculus Go. You have to choose. Okay, depends on the customer, or maybe you can consult the customer. And the second one is design prototype. After you choose the headset, you have to design the object, the simulated object. So what kind of tools you want to use depends on the hardware you choose. Okay, but the most popular is Blender, Maya, and 3D Max. Okay, only for design, only for build the prototype, the 3D prototype. Okay, and then you have to choose what is the game engine to maneuver the simulated object. Whether you want to use Unity or you want to use Unreal Engine or CryEngine. So the most popular is Unity. Okay, very universal. And finally, what platform and what SDK you want to use. Okay, all depends on the hardware. Okay, alright. This is the slide for software developers and software designers challenge. Okay, next. Okay, no need this one. No need. Blender, Sketch, Figma. Okay, this is a slide for hardware and software challenges. You must have the processor, the very powerful processor actually. Okay, but the recommended specs is at least at least I5. Okay, this is the processor. The higher the better. The graphic card to support your graphic. Okay. Alright. Okay, recommended spec, NVIDIA, okay, alternative graphic card, okay, as well as memory, okay. The minimum is 8G, okay, video output, USB ports, and as well as OS recommended Windows 10. Okay. Alright. Okay. Later on you can check the YouTube. What is the difference between high and low processor? Okay. When you use high processor, what will happen? When you use low processor, and what will happen? Okay. Alright. So this is the video actually for user challenges. There are actually 3 risks for users. The first one is depersonalization. You don't know who you are. Okay? Whether you are the person inside the game or you are yourself. Okay, that one is depersonalization. The second one is maybe you want to feel like nausea, vomit, and so on, and dizzy. Okay, when you wear that particular headset. Okay, and the third one is actually accident. Okay, you can fall, you can flip, and whatsoever. Okay, let's take a look.
But you have to go slow because if not, remember you have more people. And you can hit them. You can hit them. Oh, grab the other gun. Smack them.
Now we're gonna crawl up a hole. That shit is crazy. Wait, oh no, no. Oh shit! Oh my! I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you off.
What do you do?
Oh shit.
Okay, so itu adalah VR Moments compilation, VR Fails. Fails lah. Students. Right, so we finish section 1. Okay, and now we focus on the section 2, that is military and defense industry. This is actually from the perspective of me as patient. Okay, the first one we will cover research, okay, projects, okay, trends and prediction, as well as this is not my idea, but we can generate our ideas together. All right, research. Okay, this is the research title, Virtual Reality in the Military, okay, by Rainey, 2005, a few years ago, long time ago. Okay, due to the time constraint, I will just browse through. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so virtual reality in the military presentation. Okay. And the second one is still long ago, 2006, a virtual reality exposure therapy application for Iraq war military personnel with post-traumatic stress disorder PTSD from training to toy to treatment. Okay, you can you can check this paper later. PALS, a model developed for research and development of virtual reality learning in military medical education and training, 2010. Okay, driving, rehabilitation, for military personnel recovering from traumatic brain injury using virtual reality driving simulation, a feasibility study. All right, virtual reality goes to war, a brief review of the future of military behavioral healthcare, 2011, by Albert Rizzo et al. Okay, virtual reality and its military utility. Okay, validity of the virtual reality task VRST in active duty military. Okay, psychophysiological response to VR and sub-threshold PTSD symptoms in recent deployed military. Okay, all about VR. Okay, VR exposure for PTSD due to military combat and terrorist attacks. Virtual reality application for stress management training in the military, 2016. A cost-effective interactive 3D virtual reality system applied to military live firing training. This is sort of a game in military. Okay. Virtual reality and its application in military. Okay, evaluating the applicability of repurposed entertainment virtual reality devices for military training, 2018. Okay, a virtual reality soldier simulator with body area networks for team training. Okay. Okay, new effective aid for teaching technology subjects, 3D spherical panoramas joined with VR. Okay. Embedded 3D spherical panorama with VR. Okay, using VR-based interventions, wearable technology, and text mining to improve military and veteran health, mental health. Okay. A concept of virtual reality in military camouflage application, 2020. Serious game. Communication aspects of VR cadet training information model. Ini boleh jadi idea. Alright. Effects of military training based on the virtual reality of army using AHP method. Okay dah. Okay. Okay, so later on you can check lah for this paper. And this is a very good papers. Okay. Alright, next we go to the projects. Okay. What are the projects developed for military and defense industry? This is actually sometimes they develop a new application or a new system for the military and defense, and sometimes the projects only applies the existing system, VR system. Okay, let's take a look. 2014 virtual reality enhances training at Fort Benning. Okay.
The dismounted soldier training system is designed to train the 9-man squad in a safe and cost-effective way. This is done through virtual reality at the Clark Simulation Center. Software allows trainers to choose an environment or terrain, populate it with various enemy and friendly elements, load in the avatars of the squad members, and then run the simulated scenario.
I got one moving.
The dismounted soldier training system is designed to train the 9-man squad in a safe and cost-effective way. This is done through virtual reality at the Clark Simulation Center. Software allows trainers to choose an environment or terrain, populate it with various enemy and friendly elements, load in the avatars of the squad members, and then run the simulated scenario.
I got one moving. I got him. I got him.
Essentially, it's a big video game. It kind of takes you virtually into Iraq or Afghanistan or just any combat scenario that you would be in without actually have to go out into the woods or actually have to deploy.
This provides a cost-effective method for learning everything from basic squad movements to mission rehearsals in realistic environments, many of which are based on real-world locations. A quick reset allows for more rotations, granting younger soldiers an opportunity to take on a leadership role. The dismounted soldier training system fully immerses the soldiers into a 3D world populated with enemy soldiers, civilian bystanders, IEDs, and more, all controlled with a mouse and keyboard. The entire exercise is recorded, providing an invaluable visual tool for after-action reports and teaching points.
Stay right here and look down this road.
It's super realistic. The way you move, the way your weapon responds to you, the way you respond with the weapon, the reloading technique, all of it is really realistic.
This type of enhanced training is very effective in achieving overmatch at the squad level, and today's session is intended to familiarize soldiers with the interface before engaging in a full-speed squad overmatch exercise next month. The system has been operational since 2012, when the Army chose Fort Benning as the location of the very first of its type. The DSTS operators at Clark Simulation Center want brigade commanders and S3s to be aware of the training opportunities they provide.
Here at Fort Benning, it's designed for squad leader. We can handle 2 squads, so we come in here, that squad is ready to train. It takes about 2 hours for familiarization. Then once they get that familiarization completed, they actually can start missions.
Sergeant Melendez says the soldiers enjoy the futuristic feel of such cutting-edge immersive technology, but hopes his squad improves in time for next month's overmatch exercise. David.
Okay, so di situ kita nampak salah satu cara daripada VR untuk kita masukkan di dalam training lah, ialah combat training. So in terms of serious game, right? So the next one is virtual reality training in the US Navy. Okay. Okay, kalau tengok tadi ada satu gambar sebelahnya belah, ada satu gambar yang the real one and the simulated object lah. Yang the simulated object tu exactly macam the real kita panggil tu dalam sheet tu. Okay, so that one is design. So macam tadi lah saya kata the next step is design what kind of tools yang nak guna kita untuk kita buat design dan juga develop simulated object. Okay. So bagi nampak real. Okay, so this is this third one is 2018 Navy uses virtual reality to recruit. Okay.
Educating Arizona as that graduation day approaches, a lot of high school seniors will be faced with a decision. Do they go to college? Do they find a job? Maybe both. There is a third choice though, and students are learning about it in a whole new way.
For years now, branches of the armed forces have been visiting campuses hoping to land future recruits. But this old school process is rolling out a new approach.
They go in and get in a simulator, they get a dog tag with their information scanned on there, and they get to really get immersed into kind of what some of our job capabilities are within the Navy.
Yes, virtual reality. The Navy's been using it for years in their training, and now it's a major part of recruiting, too.
Navy's advancing in technology, so I think it's a great way to bring in new recruits.
David Lopez is a high school senior trying his hand at surviving as a Navy SEAL. But the journey doesn't end when the game is over. For David, this is only the beginning.
Interest kind of sparked my junior year last time when 2 recruiters came into my classroom.
That interest is now an official commitment.
I like it.
David just signed a 6-year contract with the Navy and plans to stay on board well beyond that.
I plan on doing the full 20 years. I'll retire at 38.
And while David...
Okay, itu adalah VR yang kita boleh implement dekat Navy lah untuk buat selection of PALAPES ke cadets and so on lah. Okay. Just an idea lah. Okay, United States Air Force Pilot Instructor Training utilizing VR and AR. Okay.
Oh, overtapped already.
Left closed approved.
Yeah, I'm looking for the
basically the wingtip on the runway now, because we're doing no flap. There's flaps. Slow down. Look at you figured now. So perch. Speed. Flaps intentionally. Perch. Coming left. Tusky 1-0 is left base. Gear down. A little bit high. Get some power. These.
Okay, kalau kita tengok refer balik pada this video, tengok dia punya setup tu very simple saja. Okay, you have the apa nama dia tu kan, pemegang tu, and you have the headset and the monitor. Tak perlu yang cubicle or whatsoever. Just untuk training saja, and I think it is affordable and can be implemented in here as a training. Okay. Alright, next. Sama juga, Randolph Air Force Base using VR. Same. Okay. Okay, virtual reality makes submarine tour accessible to all. Okay, so yang ini lebih kurang kepada dia buat simulated objects of a submarine, then everyone can experience the submarine lah. Okay, so
on board a Cold War relic, HMS Courageous may be almost 50 years old, but these experts are bringing this museum exhibit bang up to date.
We're trying to make a virtual reality model of as much of the submarine as security allows us to. So it's the forward end of the submarine, but we're doing it using a particular technique. So it would take us months, in fact years, to build this in 3D for a proper VR model. So instead we're using something called 360-degree camera. So this is a recoil theta camera where you've got a fisheye lens which captures the entire compartment around you in 360.
The project should increase visitor numbers without people ever having to set foot on board.
With all these ladders and hatches, a nuclear submarine is far from easy to get around. The hope is this project will make it accessible to more people, particularly those unable to physically get on board, through the medium of virtual reality.
Okay. Kalau nak buat di Malaysia pun, I think achievable lah, this one. Alright. So this is virtual reality tactical training developed by ONR Solution. Okay. Tactical training.
If you look at the training systems throughout the Navy, we're still using a lot of legacy traditional training methodologies. We have limited time to get sailors the training that they need, and augmented and virtual reality technologies and some of the emerging peripheral devices and capabilities that come along with those are going to allow for training scenarios that we've never been able to train to before.
This augmented reality virtual training environment that they're providing to us, this capability, we can immerse into our existing curriculum, and what it does is allows us to be very reconfigurable at a moment's notice. Basically, we can go in and we can change the scenarios, we can change the threat that they pose.
So I think that's really where this technology and this capability moves things a step ahead, because the ability for us to quickly sort of create a scenario, modify the different agents that are in there, change their behavioral outcomes to trigger different events during the scenario based on what the trainers are observing, really creates this dynamic training experience.
I would say it's going to bring a lot of value to our training because you can immediately redo a scenario, putting people into them, getting sailors to run through those scenarios and rebuilding them and everything that you needed to do to conduct training.
ONR Tech Solutions has been a really great opportunity for myself and my team at Dahlgren. I'm used to going through more traditional sort of funding sources, but ONR Tech Solutions has definitely felt like a very unique experience.
Okay. So ini adalah untuk tactical training. Location-based VR helicopter simulator. I think this is quite expensive due to the simulator itself. Make your training safer. Okay, next is Navy goes high tech with virtual reality.
Virtual reality technology is helping the Navy prepare its sailors for deployment. At Naval Station Norfolk, they've launched a new high-tech learning center to teach personnel the finer points of launching and recovering aircraft. 13 News Now military reporter Mike Gooding has details.
But this is their world. This is the iPhone on steroids. I mean, this is their environment. This is what they grow up in. So they're going to be very familiar with it.
Using state-of-the-art animation along with augmented, virtual, and mixed reality learning tools, the Carrier Advanced Reconfigurable Training System allows sailors to practice and perfect the flight deck operations they'll perform for real when they deploy, all without ever having to leave dry land. The Navy calls it high-velocity learning.
It's very realistic, other than the fact that you're in a controlled environment here in the trailer.
Leaders cut the ribbon today for 2 of the mobile labs on wheels. They're set up near the Naval Station Norfolk carrier piers for the benefit of the USS Gerald R. Ford's crew. 2 others are in place at Newport News Shipbuilding for the sailors of the still under construction John F. Kennedy.
Now we've brought the training to them. So the opportunity for them to step off the ship, come over here, get the training, and get right back on, it's so convenient.
And it's right up their alley. The idea of CARTS is to meet the instructional needs, expectations, and skill sets of today's tech-savvy young sailors who grew up on Xbox and Wii. Mike Gooding, 13 News Now.
Hi. Okay, this is how virtual reality is changing U.S. Air Force training. Right, training squadron implementing a new A-10 Thunderbolt. Okay, semua for training, banyak yang for training. Okay, so our next slide is about trends and prediction. Okay, we have only 15 minutes. All right, trends and prediction in military and defense industry. Okay, the first one you can by watching the video, you can see that the trends in military and defense is mainly for training, simulation, for maybe equipment for repairing, maintaining equipment, combat, weapons, and one more is recruitment. Okay, just now. All right, this is the trends. Okay, the next one is the prediction. What happened to the future? Okay, so we predict that one day, not one day, it's now, VR, AI will be embedded into the VR. AI, artificial intelligence. You can use the voice, your voice, no need for any joystick or any trackers or any keyboard to enter your text. Just using your voice and the AI will do whatever you said. Okay, and the second one is by combining the VR and AR, that is actually the mixed reality, or maybe you can use extended reality or XR. Okay, this is a prediction. Okay, again, serious gaming in military. Okay, still a game, but it is a serious gaming. Okay, I think it is very good for training students, cadets, PALAPES and so on. Okay, spatial collaboration is the best. I think the best prediction. Okay, the best ideas later on. Okay, standalone VR. Okay, 5G. You're using the 5G for generating the VR, and you can feel your VR system is like real, and others. Okay, so for VR and AI. Okay, integrating AI into VR. Okay, this is the
communication and interaction in virtual reality is very difficult. You don't have a keyboard, you don't have a handy interface, and text is hardly readable. So once we developed our virtual reality application for education, we noticed that it really is an unnatural way to learn. So when I met the guys from Craftworks and learned a bit more about AI and chatbots, I really saw a great opportunity to integrate the two technologies.
Wat moet ik nu doen?
Sta dicht bij de koelkastdeur en druk op de trekker aan de achterkant van de controller. Je kunt nu beginnen met het opruimen van het groente en fruit.
So we implemented a conversational interface into this VR experience, and this enables the student to really ask questions to the virtual teacher. And since this teacher is also a part of the experience, it can observe what the student is doing and provide real-time feedback on his actions.
Okay, here you can use bot. We call it bot to give you instruction. Let's say implement the VR AR in the section repairing the weapons. So no need for the to check for your step-by-step procedure on how to repair your weapons or equipment. Just you just integrate the bot AI into your system, and the bot itself will instruct you what next, and so on. All right. Okay, the second one is combining VR and AR to get the view of mixed reality as well as extended reality. combine AR and VR. The difference is only this new technology never block your real environment. You can see what is in front of you. Okay, what is the real environment in front of you. Okay. Okay, the next one is serious gaming. Okay, this one.
OP6, this is Command. S2 reports that your AOR is the subject of increased net chatter. Possible IEDs. Keep a sharp eye. Over. Delta 1, your AR is updated. Proceed as instructed.
Switch to AR. Target's located. Let's go.
Ma'am, that cell phone could be her trigger.
That's all I need to see, Lieutenant. Shut her down.
Yes, ma'am.
Command, this is Delta 1. Target in sight. 1 bad guy, 0 friendlies, over.
Understood. Stand by for signal, Delta 1. Lieutenant, shut down all signals.
Electronic countermeasures are active. Shutting down all signals, ma'am.
Delta 1, you're a go.
Drop the phone! Drop the phone! Get your hands up! Get down on the ground! Get down on the ground! Command, this is Delta 1. Area secure, over.
The day is not over. Stay alert. We still got work to do. Over.
Next one will be remote reality. Okay, in spatial collaboration, actually, this can be, let's say lah, during PKP. Okay, tak boleh buat meeting, tapi nak panggil meeting juga. Then you can panggil ask your friend from different zone, different location, attend the meeting virtually. So di sinilah kegunaan remote reality ataupun spatial reality. Not only for meeting, for socializing also can. Okay.
What if there was a better way to collaborate? A better way to build and work together? A way that brought us closer, as if we were sitting next to each other, face to face. What if our creativity could burst to life in the space around us? Spatial is a collective computing environment that lets teams visualize their thoughts in the room around them. So whether you're on a desktop computer or scribbling notes on your phone, all your digital devices are seamlessly tied together into an infinite workspace. You can manifest your ideas before your eyes by just saying them, and in a click, expand them with the power of all the world's information. Using augmented reality's infinite canvas, pixels become tactile, letting you manipulate them like clay.
Hey, buddy.
We believe digital and physical worlds should live in harmony together. You can sketch ideas out on paper, or have them exist digitally. Spatial brings people and ideas together into a single shared environment, letting us work together in profound new ways. So whether your teams are spread around the world, where you're exploring new worlds. Whether you're in a fancy AR headset or connecting from a regular PC, anybody can join the conversation and bring their ideas to the table. In 2D or 3D, from home or work, beyond the confines of space and traditional computing, we can work together in ways we never thought possible and unlock the power of our collective intelligence as we move from personal computing to the world's first collective computer. Welcome to the future of collaboration.
Okay, spatial collaboration ni, my first impression lah, masa first explore tu, mula-mula tengok memang mengarut ni, ridiculous lah. Okay, macam some sort of movie yang tak kesampaian. Tapi once we try, then yes. Okay, so this one can be implemented lah, can be implemented and somewhere else in Malaysia lah. Alright, so the second one is, the final one is 5G standalone VR. Okay.
Coventry University is always looking at ways of pushing the boundaries of teaching and learning to improve the student experience. This is the first time that 5G standalone technology has been used commercially in the UK. I can put the VR headset on, and 5G allows the learner to access high-resolution images and videos remotely anywhere in the world, and they're able to ask questions in real time. This experience allows us to take a tour through the human body at a level we've never been able to before, all the way through from bones, muscles, brain, heart, through to the very smallest areas, such as the blood cells.
I've just experienced a live VR lesson for the first time, and I think it's a great addition to the school syllabus.
5G delivers a lot more capacity, a lot faster uplink and downlink speeds, 10 times more than 4G. So the lower the latency, the closer you are to a real life experience.
Okay, so the higher the capacity, then the best for the real environment experience lah. Yeah, so kita dah move kepada 5G. Perhaps VR ni dia akan jadi lebih real, okay, compared to the previous generation. Okay, so itu adalah slide yang terakhir saya rasa. Okay, and the ideas sambil-sambil kita saya present tadi, sambil-sambil kita bagi ideas, and if somebody wants to share ideas, then boleh saja. Alright, so we are in all fields of technology. Okay, termasuklah including military and defense industry. Okay, so welcome to the virtual reality world. Okay. Lupa nak ini benda yang saya kata tadi, spatial collaboration tak masuk akal. Then once I tried it, then wow. Okay, so itu adalah experience bagi saya sebagai researcher dan juga somebody yang conduct VR. Saya sendiri rasa impressed, then kalau you all try lagi, best lah. Alright, thank you very much.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Dr. Amalina, on behalf of Markas PALAPES, KDSP Kelang, and also the Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. Thank you for the insightful sharing knowledge, and all the video is very impressive. So maybe soon in future, we can have, now everybody can have their own VR hardware and can invite Dr. Amalina to give maybe sharing how to develop the VR software. So I think, any question for the audience? Ladies and gentlemen, I open to the floor for the question.
Okay, Amira. I have a question to Dr. Malina. I think since the pandemic that we are living like halfway on the virtual world. I mean, especially now. I think in terms of economy, there is a term that people call gig economy. And then when I look back, I mean, because I'm teaching at Faculty of Architecture, so we have this online class and so on. So do you think that in the future, then probably we are living in this augmented reality where sort of like designer will design a house with a green screen, and then basically we have what do you call it, like residential kind of design of buildings only, and the rest is actually on virtual reality, augmented reality.
Actually, benda tu dah exist. Macam let's say lah, simplest thing when katakanlah sekarang ni during PKP lah banyak, okay, the real estate always WhatsApp me the 3D VR layout architecture or plan for properties lah, macam nak beli tu, nak beli ni, macam macam plan layout untuk katakanlah kondo. Okay, so dia dah implement dah since VR since PKP. Then what next on our side is just have the what do you call it, the Google Cardboard and insert the smartphone and just run the VR, and that's all. But if you want to implement all the things that involved with extended reality among students, among lecturers, I think we have to wait for the cost become lower. Okay, because the one unit costs about 30K now, okay? And hopefully it become affordable lah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Any question at all? Dr. Malina, I think for in future we can have a special session, because as for now you are the leader of the special project in VR hardware, right? So maybe soon we can have a future collaboration, VR, AI, and also maybe we can have a special drone for it. Okay. Pardon?
Robot?
Yeah, robot.
Yeah. We can collaborate.
Yes, because as for now, there is a lecturer, UiTM lecturer from FSKM, Science Computer. He have a company made robot. So the name of company is Robot Planner.
Okay.
Just maybe if you can search the robot name Bella, Adam, those are from the company.
Okay. Good idea.
Yes, inshallah. So I think there are no questions now. So before we end our sharing session today.
Amira, can I ask another questions to Dr. Malina?
Okay, sure, Dr. Wasam.
Okay, I just suddenly remember the first video that you showed, the mom with the daughter. It seems like in the VR probably we can create all the sensors, which is I think not present in the video, probably the tactile or the touch sensors, and probably might be the smell sensors. So how this can be possible in the future, especially when we talk about military, if you don't have the touch or the tactile sensors, then probably like it cannot be like as, it might be effective but not effective to the person who are using it. So how do you see this in the future?
For the weapon training, you don't have the sensor. What do you call it? Touch sensor.
No, I mean like in the video that the mom tried to touch the kids, but then like he didn't feel the tactile or the touch sensors basically. So I think especially in the military training, it's supposed to be as real as possible, because in the real combat, then you have all these effective things that might be like an input to a phenomenon and a situation.
The video itself, the project itself didn't include the sense, the touch, the feel of touch, the pressure, and maybe it will be one of the future project. Maybe. Maybe. Because we are actually focusing on the design and the development of the software, VR technology. Maybe somebody with the expertise in mechanical or whatsoever we can collaborate with them. Okay. I think that one need the person with all the engineering side, physical engineering side, to develop the touch sensor and the feel of touch for me. You okay?
Okay, no more questions. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, Assalamualaikum. One question. Assalamualaikum. Nama saya Muhammad Faiz. Saya daripada PALAPES UiTM Shah Alam. Saya nak tanya, adakah atlet kat luar negara menggunakan VR sebagai latihan diorang? Kaedah latihan lah.
Atlet luar negara. Sebab kalau misalnya kita ada di dalam industri itu sendiri, ada juga untuk dalam sports. Yang saya nampak selalu dalam sport adalah bidang golf. Bidang golf dia memakai headset yang dia pukul dalam sort of cube. Okay. So itu adalah dalam golf, tapi itu pun adalah sports, tapi dalam bicycle, running tu saya tak berapa sure, tapi maybe ada.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Faiz.
Assalamualaikum, Doktor. Okay, one quick question. Okay, as been mentioned by Associate Prof. Dr. Rostam before, despite the pandemic COVID-19 throughout the whole world, people are keen to stay at their home instead of going outside. So how do you see the advancement of the big data and machine learning helping to improve the visual reality in terms of the visualization and information that can be grasped from using it? Thank you.
Machine learning, big data, AI.
Yeah.
So that one, okay, frankly speaking, belum sampai ke sana lagi lah. So how to integrate all these added elements into VR? So macam tadi yang one examples adalah kalau misalnya kita nak integrate embed the AI elements into VR, we're gonna use bot and so on. Okay, and speech recognition, lebih kurang macam tu. Okay, berkenaan dengan big data, anybody can help me? Machine learning.
maybe kita ke arah, maybe kita ke arah ke situ lah. I mean, in a few years, but the technology is already there, but need to some tune to how to suit the all those technologies lah. I think lah, in my opinion.
Yeah, all right.
I think maybe in future, mostly can have a special department for VR technology. Right, Doctor? Then maybe because we are coming to the virtual reality world.
Okay.
Is there any question more? Okay, Doctor.
All right.
Okay, so I think thank you for the question from the participant. Okay, so from the topic today, I would like to sum up that by have the virtual reality, okay, actually it can diversely enrich and also revolutionize our world in many areas. So like previous video and previous slide, Dr. Amalina showed us that VR can go in different fields, experience the history, cities, and also the landscape. So soon, maybe like I say, maybe we can have research. Okay, with UiTM, maybe PALAPES, SRI KLANG, and also the Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development. Okay, then we can have maybe start project for the virtual reality. Okay, Doctor?
Yeah.
So on behalf of Markas PALAPES, SRI KLANG, and also Institute of Biodiversity and Sustainable Development, I would like to thanks again to Dr. Aminah Farhi binti Ahmad Fazla for spending her time sharing with us today. Thank you very much, Doctor. And to all the participants, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for investing your time. So before we end, can I have everybody to switch on the camera? We have the photo session.
Dr. Amma nak minta stop sharing boleh?
Masih lagi ya?
Okay.
Cik Sofina in charge untuk boleh?
Okay, kejap ya. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, satu lagi. 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So before we end, to all participants, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to fill in. There is two register link for the e-certificate and also for the training hours. So inshallah, we have another 4 series, okay, 4 PALAPES series session soon, and stay tuned, stay safe. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.